Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with a Scrap Backwards page that is a few days overdue. This is my first page with what has been formed as my November and December Scrap Backwards kits. And you may recognize this sticker sheet as being the one that I started my September, my September kit with, and then I switched to a fall theme for October. I'm going back and I'm going to try to kill these two kits in November and December. And also in my September kit, I had identified quite an entire collection, an Echo Park collection that had different destinations in it. So I cut apart the cards and I paired them with other embellishments I had in just a bag of mixed up destination kinds of things, like this little sticker sheet for Niagara Falls. And then I have the destination sheet, the Echo Park sheet, was for Canada, and it had these 3x4 cards, and then it had these 4x6 cards, or 6x4 cards. Now, because this has the word Niagara Falls on there, and this is kind of an abstract image that I don't much care for, I'm gonna probably use the other side of this. And I don't know, I also, because I have some Flair that have the maple leaf, I think I'll use that instead of this card. So I may use the back side of that. I kind of like this map of Canada. And I have, because this is kind of on the side that I visited in my younger days, when I was doing a lot of business travel to Calgary, I'll probably use this for that. I have some photos somewhere in my shoe boxes. They are hard copy photos, prints from our visit to Bouchard Gardens. And I do have a maple syrup related photo somewhere. Might use these for that, but I'm gonna put these away for like more Canada pages, and I'm gonna clip them and put them back in with the destinations and any of these other things. So this page is gonna be about Niagara Falls. And I have 4 photos here. One that's a dead-on photo that we took at one of these little gated areas that had the, either that. No, I think this is one that we took there at one of those gated areas. And I got John's profile looking on at one of the tour boats that we were about to get on and travel around in. And then this one was when we were standing in line getting ready to go under the falls, back kind of behind there where they let you go. And it's a crazy photo that John snapped. And then this one was taken, it has the US flag and the Canadian flag there on this boat. This was taken from the boat as we traveled around. This one was taken from in the air when we did the, there's like a ride that you take almost that gets you kind of up over so you can take some photos looking down on the tree. So we were above the tree line and we could look down that way. So those were some of the photos. I took about 1 million photos that day. And that was our last destination stop on our, it wasn't planned that way. We were going to do another one, but we were called home to help out with the kids. And that that turned out to be our last destination stop on our 31-day road trip back in 2016. So what I have assembled here, I have these 2 sticker sheets, and then this is kind of my main sticker sheet that I added in, and you can kind of tell that the images are similar and some of the colors overlap with these colors, but basically this adds a little bit of red and pink and this lime green and some teal. So it will kind of pump up the color palette a little bit. And I'm gonna need that, I think, for this. I've got a little heart that has stuck on here, and I didn't realize it until I thought it was kind of part of the landscape there. So I'm gonna stick that there, and that'll end up somewhere on the page. Not sure how that happened. So I'm starting with a white sheet of paper. I have these things. I have some scraps from various places. They're kind of what I call whole scraps. And then I have a few embellishments that are I thought would kind of go with the travel theme. I like using these circles to build clusters on top of. So we'll see where we go. Now this little design that I have right here is something, it's what I remember of. I guess I should have looked it up on my phone. Anyway, there's a sketch that Christy of Christy's Beautiful Life gave as a celebration. She did 4 sketches and put them out as gifts, posted them different places in Instagram and Facebook. And this was one of them. There's a border like sort of thing up at the top, and then a circle and a cluster, and then there's a photo of a certain size, a smaller size, I think, with a circle and a cluster, and then a larger photo with a circle, something right here, and 2 clusters. I think that's, and the clusters may be in different places, but that's what I recall of it. So I'm going to kind of work with that as my basic design, and I'm going to use, for that border thing up on top, I'm going to use either this one clothespin line or a combination of these 2. And there are airplanes. Well, there is an airplane on this one, and there's an airplane here on this one. And we didn't take an airplane. We were on a road trip, but I can cover that up. I think I'm going to go with the one that's all together because I like the shape of it. Okay. And I'm going to put that aside. I'm going to add some foam behind, and this page may take a while for me to throw together because I really don't have a good idea of how it is gonna go together. I wasn't quite at the top of my game this past week, not feeling great, and that's why I'm late with this, to be honest. I just haven't felt great about creating. And you will laugh at this, but I'm out of refill for this, and I'm determined to use adhesive that I already had, that I already owned. So I'm using this tape, and I don't like it because it sticks to my fingers, and it wrinkles, I guess is the best word I can come up with to describe it. And then you have to peel the backing off, and you have the backing to deal with, and it ends up all over the floor and in the vacuum cleaner and all those things. So I can't wait to be done with that. And that's not the last I will have to use before I order. I'm really on something of a freeze. You wouldn't be able to tell it by, there are many reasons I need to be on a freeze, but one of those is that I need not only a new freezer, but a new refrigerator. It's on the blink, and a new stove, which is kind of a long-standing need, and a new washer and dryer. So all of those things kind of coming due all at the same time make me rethink any craft-related purchase. Okay, so I've got that on there, and I'm realizing that now what I want to do is over where the airplane is, I think I'm going to add this red thing, and I'll put a little foam behind it. I'm going to add in some red bits just to add that to the palette. I have a little red bird that can be perched on top of that line. I'll stick that there. I have this red circle with a star in it. And I'm going to put that on top of the geotag, kind of right there. And let me get the bird. The bird's going to be there. And I think that's not all I'm going to add. I'm going to put this arrow here. And all this is leading to the fact I'm going to put my Flair, my Canadian, my maple leaf Flair in there. Okay. And that's kind of helping me realize that I don't, because the border comes down so low, I'm just going to put that right there. I kind of like this, and I'm going to reserve this off to the side there. And of course, on those circles, I should have some red. Let's see, I'm going to put that right smack there. Okay, so that's kind of got some red. I have some more red here that could go there. I kind of don't mind that. Let me put a little bit of this foam tape behind. I have a little left over. Again, my fingers are sticking to it. I'm not, today isn't a good adhesive handling day. Come on, stop it. I'll just kind of tuck that there, and I've got a little piece of adhesive showing. I'll tuck that under, and then I think I have another one of those, or I have this little thing that I know comes from the 49 and Market Spectrum Sherbet. Kind of stuff it there. Okay, so I think that has enough red to set the tone for having the reds that are going to go on here. Okay, so I thought instead of the small photo, I thought I would do this little scenario here, and maybe just stick it straight on the paper, although it might kind of look nice on this wood grain. Let's do that. I will put it on here so that the little stand kind of appears to be hanging over the edge there. And let me cut that. Okay. So that will go there. And I'm going to let that stand in for the circle that's in the sketch. And I'm going to do another circle here. I'll do it like so. Maybe I will cut an edge. Oh, I have a cut circle here, but it's the same the other half of that circle that I used there. The way the sticker is adhered, there's no room for this to tuck in. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to do this guy kind of right above it, like this. Okay, let me get that on there. It's already on some foam, a foam backing. I'm not going to put this on a foam backing. I'm going to use some of that god-awful tape, tear tape. I hate this stuff, but I own it. And it's going to get used. And why did I buy it? I have no idea. I'm going to say that I saw someone use it in a video or something, and it seemed easy or quick or something. And at the time, I had one of those god-awful ATG guns, which you have to have an engineering degree to reload. And until I got this, which is scrapbook adhesives, XL Grande or something like that. Until I got that, I was experimenting with all different kinds of adhesives because I wasn't happy. This is a little guide to Niagara Falls, and I thought it might be cute up in this conglomeration up there. And I have these little maple leaves, which I thought I could do kind of there. So that's killed. Now, I have the other photo grouping, and I thought I'd like to use them on this background. I might want to use this down here. Let me do that. And at this point, liquid glue becomes easier than fighting with that stupid tape. I'm going to do it that way. And then I believe I have some little I don't know, otters, little animals who hang around, beavers. I have no idea what these are, but somehow they were with my Canada stuff, and they're cute. So even if they don't make sense, I'm going to use them as part of that cluster. And then I have that heart that was hanging around. So why doesn't that become part of this cluster? There we go. And is there anything else? I have some tickets. I could slide a ticket under here. I should cut that in half. Okay, and then I have this ticket, which I could use over here in conjunction with a another circle, like so. But let's get these kind of situated. If I do that one like that, I'm not sure what order I need to put these in. Here and here, because he's looking at the boat, and then this is on the boat. This is behind the falls, and this is up in the air. So they won't fit on here, but that's okay. Again, I'm gonna kind of do it like that. And these, I want to put some foam behind. Excuse me. I'm not 100%. And I went out to Barrett's team's game. It was senior night last night. And I intended to go for the senior night activities and then Uber home. But the game, you know, Barrett was out. He couldn't play because of the bad call from the game the week before. So without him playing, I had less interest in the game. Except the game actually determines their seed, who they get to play and where they get to play in the playoffs this coming week. So everybody in the division was playing for a place in that. So stayed, and they ended up winning, but the other team kind of made it exciting at a few places. At first it was looking like a blowout, but then it got more interesting. And Ava had to get home at a certain time, and so we left a little early, and as we were walking out, the other team scored, and you know, so like I said, it was kind of interesting. Anyway, I stayed at the game in the cold night air, and I don't know if you had a mom who warned against that when you were growing up, but I believe it. I think my mom was right. That cold night air is not the best. And let's see, I still have this that I can use as a scrap. I'm just kind of talking to myself over here. I'd rather use liquid glue than that tape. I'm going to do it this way and have it hang off a little bit there. And the same, I already distressed the edges of the photos. I like how photo paper distresses. I think it has a high rag content, this matte paper that I use, and it's good for distressing. Okay, I think I've got those somewhat lined up, and they're gonna kind of move around, I think, I'm afraid. I'm gonna put this right here, flying into that cluster, and maybe this right up here, flying out of this photo cluster. So let me get a little bit of foam tape to go behind each. This doesn't look anything like Christy's sketch, but it certainly is, the design is inspired by it, and it accommodates, it was good because it accommodates my photos and my embellishments. And since I started with those in true backwards fashion, it's nice to actually also choose a design based on what you've got that you're planning to use. Let me get I have my little pin cushion here. which is a good place to store that. I have this little thing that says life is good, and it's been splattered with something, so I must have, well, actually, let me get this on here. I forget where the circle was. Where did I say it was? It looked like it was down here, but I put that circle in the wrong place. It was up there. I'm going to put this one down here to just kind of like that, and then I'm going to use this ticket under here if it goes. Well, actually, let's try it like that, and then I'll do a different, well, let me put some foam. I'll put this foam and this foam, and it'll take forever to get. Okay, there. And then what else do I have in here? I have this guy, which I was going to use to indicate, you know, the road trippiness of it. And then I had this that says living the dream. And that could go kind of back under there, but I kind of like it with the wood grain against the white, so I'm going to leave it at that. I have this pink film strip, and I think I'm going to use it, but on this side, and I'm going to cut it. Like this. And lay it like that. Okay. Oops. And I've got a little area here that needs to, when I laid it a while ago, it seemed just fine there. But that's okay. I can find a flare or something to go there. I'm fine with that. And I like this little bit here. Let's see what I have in the way of a flare that could kind of fit in with all these other colors. Here is kind of an orangey purpley one. Not crazy about that. Here's a red that kind of picks up some of the other reds. That's acceptable to me. And I need a penguin because it's a John page, a penguin or a sunflower. And I'm going to go ahead and just put some liquid glue on here and slide it in here. I don't want it to stand up too much. And let me get a penguin. Right there. Okay. And is there anything else I need to put on here? I think I'm good. I do have a couple little sunflowers, which might add a touch of yellow in a couple places. How about maybe right up there? Just those two corners. We'll just leave it at that. And that kind of helps with all the yellow here, which kind of stands out a bit. Okay, I'm done. And this was a truly backwards page. I had no idea where I was going. And I think knowing that I had the sticker sheet with all of this on it led me to be interested in that sketch from Christy. Let's see what we have on the sticker sheets. Speaking of sticker sheets, to add to things, I've got this little geotag right here that kind of brings that down. I could use this maybe just right in there. And then I have this little circly thing. Why not use it right there? Who cares? There's this thing that says in flight, and I could use it here, but it's kind of big. I like this camera. Well, okay, here's a little thing that says smile, and it could go right there. And here's the camera. It maybe could go kind of right in here. I thought I might find some use for that, but I didn't. And for the border thing, I actually considered some of this, but I like that much better. Let's see. Anything else on here or here? Here might have some images. Oh, there's some tickets. I could overlay one of the tickets, like this one, which kind of indicates that you're up in the air. I can overlay that right there. And then I've got this one that I can use down here. Just sneaking out from under there. It's covering up a lot of that circle and this little geotag, but it just kind of looks like stacked elements, so that's okay with me. I like this one that says love this view, because actually this one would be good, that instead of life is so good, but that's already glued down, so why not go with it right there, and I'll put some foam behind it. And I like the Great Adventure, so I'm going to try to use it too. And I probably need to stop looking at this, because I will find 8 million stickers that I will think, oh, that'd be perfect. And it would, except when I finished with the page wouldn't be perfect. Okay. So this says Great Adventure. And I'm going to put it kind of halfway on there. And I know it's a little much with The Life is Good, but I'm okay with that. A little much is kind of all right. So I'm going to put that kind of here. All right, so I have my 2 clusters and my border at the top, and there's some circles that kind of complete my version of the sketch. Didn't use any of these scraps. I'm going to slide this piece in here. I normally am I throw away scraps from papers that have been around for a while, you know, unless they were hoarded, because I adore them. But when never mind, it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain. I don't keep many scraps these days. I throw away a lot. And the scraps I keep, I know where to find them, and I know what's there. And I bring them into these Scrap Backwards kits. Okay, so I'm happy with my my first destination page, and this will go in among some other pages from that road trip. And I will some of the destination supplies will go into a mini book that I want to create about that road trip. But this one is a page that doesn't require a whole lot of journaling because the story has been and will continue to be told in other ways. So thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.